Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing some work on the S2000, and as promised I'm going to get back to making content because I said I was going to do that, and I kind of want to stick to that. Not only for educational purposes, but it's fun. I'm sure it gives you guys something to watch, and it kind of helps me document some of the changes that the car has made. It's pretty cool to go back and look at some of my old videos when the car was NA and just doing the intake and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to have that stuff. Go back and look, if anything, for myself, but again, it helps other people. So if you haven't seen my other videos, go check those out. I've got some like top 5 best mods for stock S2000. Got pressure washer reviews. Like I got some other videos on there. So maybe a little bit for everyone, maybe not just S2000 stuff. So go check it out. Today, I've got the car up on jack stands. Way up in the air. I've double, triple checked to make sure she's nice and safe. As safe as you can be, having a couple thousand pounds hovering in the air, you know. Always a little sketchy, I guess. Yeah, so I think today I'm going to start pulling the transmission. I've got all the parts here, which I talked about in the last video. I was going to do an unboxing of all the parts, show all the stuff. I'm going to do that. I did order, like I said in the last video, a Serial 9 shifter to go with this trans swap, and I think that's back ordered for a couple weeks or so. So this video was going to be that, me pulling all this stuff out, showing everything, pulling the shifter out, putting the shifter on, doing a little, like, you know, overview or whatever the shifter. It's not here yet, so we're going to be waiting on that. Figured to be a while, might as well get started doing something. Trying to get motivated, because once you start pulling and doing all this stuff, I kind of feel like I need to get moving, and I got trans tunnel work to do, and I really need to get the transmission out so that I can get started on hacking away at this thing like Paul Bunyan. Again, you can hammer the trans in, or you can hammer the tunnel in on those sections, but I'm trying to get away from doing that. I think I'm going to go the route where I cut it and tack everything in. I don't know. I got a buddy that does body work for a living. I'm going to run some stuff by him. I myself can figure enough out to know what I want to do. I mean, I can weld and stuff like that and cut metal and do what I got to do. But I'm really trying to do not as, I guess, as clean as I can. I just want to be better than a hammer. It is very tempting, though. I'm not going to lie. When I think about cutting and welding and all the extra work, realistically, I look at a giant hammer and I just start thinking, dude, I really just want to swing that thing until I'm blue in the face and the space is there. No one's going to see it, but I'm going to see it. The Lord's going to see it, and I want to be better. So I'm going to do it the hard way, I guess, or the more correct way. So yeah, I don't want to do a full video of just pulling the trans and showing you how to pull a trans. Obviously, there's a million videos, maybe not a million, but there's a lot of videos on YouTube to show you how to pull a trans in one of these. Lucky for me, I've pulled the transmission out of this car, also counting clutch swaps and everything, probably like 6 times. So yeah, I'm pretty good at it at this point. And if I'm really booking it, I think the fastest I've gotten one out, and I'm going to say this time, and someone's going to say I did it faster. Maybe not, but no, I can have it out in roughly like 45 minutes, you know, an hour, and that's moving pretty quick. If I had to NASCAR it, I could probably have it out right at like 45 minutes, but I'm in no rush. I got no shifter. I haven't done this video yet, so I'm just going to start working on it, start pulling the drive shaft, pulling some stuff out, and just see where we get on it this evening. Yeah, so we'll try to get the trans out. I'm not going to show everything, but I'm going to show some of the progress along the way, and just basically make content for the hell of it. So stay tuned. Let's see what's next. Okay guys, so pro tip, if you've ever taken, I figured I would add this in the video because I'm sure it can help somebody even if you're not boosted, but I figured this would help someone. If you've had a drive shaft in and out of an S2, especially like the first time, the bolts that are typically in here are these little Allen heads. They're not very deep. They do round off. Just the salt and the road and the crappy stuff like that. If you live in a place where you don't have to drive through any of that, you probably don't have as many problems with that, but I did, and I had a hell of a time. And then they just in and out wears them out. Somebody hooked me up with this, and I figured I would share. So these are what mine look like now. I upgraded to these. They are, see if it'll focus. Come on there. It's inverted Torx, which is really nice because these things do not round off as easy as the other ones do. You got a good bite on these, and they work really well. And I also have them on the front here. I want to find out where I'm at. On the front as well, a little rusty. They've been in the car for a couple of years. But yeah, so for anybody that is doing this or pulling the trans out or rounded theirs off and want to move into something that's not going to be such a pain, here's some part numbers for you. This is the company. There's a part number. Sorry if I'm shaking a little bit. Screenshot that, and then here's the other ones. And the quantity is 6 and 6. Be 6 for the back, 6 for the front, obviously, and one is a little longer than the other. I'm not sure which one's which until I pull it out and then the match part number. But either way, if you get both bags, you'll figure it out when you pull it out. Figured that would be a good help for someone that would has that problem or trying to do something else. So, yeah. Alright guys, so didn't want to show you every single detail about pulling the transmission. Obviously there's a bunch of videos of how to pull a transmission, so I'm just kind of leaving that out. But also trying to show the journey along as far as doing the trans swap. The transmission is out and in the floor. Again, this is a stock AP1 transmission. Also have the innovative mount on this thing, the poly mount. This will be for sale soon, so if anybody is interested, hit me up with a DM. It's a good transmission, absolutely nothing wrong with it. I think it's like 90 miles, 90 something thousand miles, whatever. Transmission shifts like butter. Actually, I think it has Royal Purple Synchro Max gear oil, and it's been in the car for I think maybe like 4 months, 5 months. I think I put it in like June, July. So, and I haven't drove much since then. I would say this transmission in my time has probably got maybe 800 to 1,000 miles on it since I've put it in. So hasn't been in the car very long. Also, I think I'm going to go ahead and sell my stock drive shaft, which is good. No issues there. And then also, like I had said previously, I had the special bolts. If you decide, or if anybody decides to buy the drive shaft, want to post something they want to buy it, I will go ahead and throw these bolts in with the drive shaft. So you get the better bolts to do that. Other than that, yeah, if you know how to pull a trans, you already know. I'll get down here and kind of show you with it. Ugh. That'll hurt my body. But here she is. She's out. Again, pulling a trans, I didn't want to make a video on doing that. You can find a video somewhere else to do that because it's kind of boring. You got to drop the subframe, obviously, and unbolt all the other stuff and the shifter. So next, I'm trying to slide under here to show you. Move my head and my body, and everything is always in the way. There we go. A little better. Now that is out, the next step is going to be dealing with this. This dude right here gets in the way. It's kind of tight to fit the 370Z trans. So I don't know, like I look at it and when you think about it, it seems so much bigger and so much more out there, but when you're down here looking at it, it's not much. So I could see why people want to start swinging a hammer, and it's really tempting. It's really tempting. I kind of just want to grab a hammer and do that, like test fit and beat until I get it right. But I think I'm gonna hold back, and I'm gonna do it the right way. I'm gonna try to cut this all out, bend it in, and then when I have this cut out, I'm going to try to maybe flip this in and do a weld across here, do some seam sealer and primer and paint. That's the goal. That's kind of what I want to do. I want to make it look as clean as possible so that when I get under here later, I don't feel guilty about the carnage that I have created. So, try to slide back out from under this thing. So, yeah, pretty excited. I really didn't plan on getting the trans out this evening. I was just going to kind of split this video up, but been doing it a few hours. Again, I could do it much faster, but we had some friends come over, did a little work, take a little stuff off here, a little stuff off there. Top starter bolt, which if you know, you know, top starter bolt sucks, but I've taken a transmission in and out of this car about 7 times, so I've gotten pretty good at it. I have like the perfect I don't know, universal joint slash extension combo to get it out, and I've gotten pretty fast at it. So that is what's going on. Transmission is out. We're slowly progressing. Like I said, I'm going to post this up for sale. try to recoup some of the money for the swap. Again, I'm just trying to document and show you guys where I'm at and let you know I am moving and I'm doing and it's going well. So that part is obviously probably the easier part for me because I've done this many a times. So again, also try to be organized because that's just me. Put everything in bags, label everything, even the stock stuff that's not going back in the car. I like to label it so I know. And I got stuff I know it's not going back in, like the slave cylinder boot and all this stuff. And I don't know, I may be able to make this boot work. That's another thing. I'd like to be able to try to insulate and do something with the tunnel as much as possible as far as keeping the noise and the sound and the heat out. So I may try to run the boot there. I think that'll be fine. I don't think I'll be able to do the bottom piece that goes through, and if you know, you know. If you don't, then just Google it. I don't know. And then do a bunch of foam and I don't know, a bunch of insulation stuff there to try to make that area a little quieter. So I don't know. It's gonna make noise. It's gonna do what CD09s do, and that's when it's not behind a dual mass flywheel. It makes a lot of noise. So, all right, guys. This video is pretty basic, pretty boring because you didn't see much, but I want to document it and show you guys and keep you guys on the up and up. Transmission is out, and now we're about to move on to tunnel work. So, kind of dreading it. It's really not that big a deal. Really not that big a deal. Making it out probably bigger than it is to be. But yeah, that's going to be the next thing we do. Cut, hopefully do it nicely, seam seal, paint. I'd like to make it look nice when I'm done. And don't hold me to that because the next video may be me swinging a hammer because I'm tired of messing with it. I'm just ready to get it done. But I'm going to try to not do that. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. The next video is probably going to be me doing the transmission tunnel work, which is probably the one most people are going to want to watch if you're interested in doing this swap. In the meantime, please hit that subscriber button. Getting pretty close to 1,000 subs, like almost 900. So the 1,000 mark is the goal. Go back, watch the other videos, like, subscribe, comment. If you got any questions, I would prefer you do it in the comments, which would be awesome because then we can all interact, we can all learn. Instead of where a DM, it's more like one-on-one, and somebody might miss out on a good question you had. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.
You and I know you ain't about that life.